What's up, everybody? This is Erica from the Classy Climb blog, coming to you from my office on a rainy Sunday. I just had to talk about this book, Glenn Beck's Broke. It's like 5 years old, well, maybe 6 years old, 2010-ish, but it's actually just chock full of charts and graphs and everything you will love because, again, we're coming on the edge of another recession where all of a sudden we're going to see the tide, when they say when the tide goes out, we'll see who was naked, right? Because a lot of people are living off credit cards, a lot of people are living off loans. A lot of people who are kind of expanding right now are people who are trying to brace for impact for what's coming up, right? So again, how do we get out of that broke, right? So again, the book title is called Glenn Beck's Broke, $27 a day. By the end of time next year is $10,000. Now you can't just say, I'm going to save it. You got to invest it. You got to make some money off of it. So I'm big on using the Robinhood app, the Acorns app, Mint to kind of track where your money's going. I love bank certificates with my bank. Even though people are like, Erica, that's not a lot of interest. It's not the point of interest. It's the point of having quick access to that capital if I need it. So I can use those bank certificates to put them out 3 months from now, 60 months from now. But a lot of times I use them for a year from now. So I just have a big pile lump sum coming out a year from now. Again, $1 million at $54 a month. What is this about? This is life insurance. So many people are saying, well, Erica, I read this article in The Nation. It says Black families' wealth is 200 years behind and Latino families' wealth is 84 years behind because of life insurance. Many people don't have life insurance. Now, if I go to a bank and I write, my assets are, I have $1 million in life insurance and I have a $300,000 house and I've been putting money away in my stock account. Of course you look like you have more money. Of course you look like you have more investments. Of course your assets to liabilities ratio is better because you are putting money away. So again, even if you just take this part out and you have the house and you have the $1 million policy, you're still looking like a more prospective buyer than most people. And again, I'm tired of seeing GoFundMe full of people having to bury somebody for a funeral when they could have just paid $40 a month and have the funeral coverage and actually leave something to their kids. So again, we find money for cell phones. We can find money for insurance. Okay, one house at $50,000 a year for 10 years. Why did I pick this range? Because some people say, well, Erica, my market, all the houses are expensive. I live in Dallas. I live in Austin. I live in Houston. I live in North Carolina. Listen, you can find houses in this range. And if you can't, use wholesalers. Use turnkey companies. You can even find them for cheaper. Okay? So this is going to only cost you about $12,500 in a down payment, which you could get off, if you want to be honest, credit cards, tax returns, you name it, money out of your savings if you're saving this $27 a day. And now what happens? If you're renting this bad boy out for $900 a month, that's going to kick you $10,800 a year. I know everybody's going to say, Erica, but expenses. Chill on that. We're going to focus on the big number here. Now, if you buy a house every year for 10 years, what happens? Eventually, this becomes what you pull in every year. You pull in $100,000 a year off of 10 houses. Okay? Because if they're all kicking out at this point, which we know they might have different ranges, the $10,000 a month, this $10,000 a year becomes $10,000 a month after 10 years. So, if you start at 31 and now you're 41, wouldn't you rather at 41 have $100,000 a year coming in from not your job, just in case you don't know where the economy is going to be? Okay, again, online biz. I think this is an amazing part for people to start, to have something to sell. Guys or girls who want to do a podcast, they want to do a blog, they want to, two of the hottest things I'm seeing right now is Instagram and YouTube. There are many young ladies who are on Instagram who are getting paid $5,000 to walk through events and attend events and basically go out and have a great time. So look, if you're in a popular genre, fitness, guns, all that good stuff, and you're creating content daily or you're just documenting your life and you have something to sell, this is the key point, something to sell, then you're winning. Winner, chicken dinner. So right here you see this shirt I have, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. It actually came from a guy who has just starting blog, starting YouTube. It hasn't been out that long, talking about stocks, talking about bonds, and he sold the shirt for $19.99 plus shipping. So let's just say $25. Let's say he sells 1,000 of these shirts this year because let's say they just go crazy on Instagram and everybody's like, I gotta have that shirt. That's $25,000 he put in his pocket from one shirt ideal that he just mails from his office in Florida. One shirt ideal, okay? Now, what if he had 10 shirt ideals like that? That's $250,000 in his pocket. That's just an online business where he's taking a picture of the shirt. Now, other clients, when they get their shirt, take a picture of the shirt. Let's say you get Cam Newton to wear the shirt. Now the shirt sells like crazy, okay? Again, Aaron Rodgers' brothers that he doesn't even speak to, they sell merchandise and t-shirts like crazy. So, I mean, it's up there. Now, listen, even better if you're a student athlete. Look at this number right here. If you're a student athlete and you go to a big name college and there's 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 students, and my example is going to be Dank. That's with the Dallas Cowboys right now. If Dank put in Dank We Trust, Dank's the best, Dank whatever, right? His senior year, because he was just such an all-star show out, he would have sold easily 10,000 shirts. You know, if he had to get his friends or family to pack them and mail them every day, great, whatever. And walked away from college with that kind of money. Gavin Ruffin, who got kicked off ECU football team for troubles, that's now playing with Seattle Seahawks 5 years later. What has he been doing the past 5 years? Selling t-shirts, selling hats, selling merch, coaching, fitness. I mean, Instagram life, right? So don't overlook a $25 product, especially if you sell one a day. A year later, it's $10,000 in your pocket. You know, again, even here with the $27 a day, if you do an Uber ride a day, maybe 2 a day, or 3, or you just do $60 a day in Uber rides, and you put that money away, a year from now, it's like, do you understand what I'm saying? It's a $30,000 side hustle or a thing that brought you extra income for your family that now you can track it and say, man, I brought an extra $30,000 for my family. Okay? Assets. Okay, so let's just, again, review all that. Think about it. You know, the only thing here is time. Everybody thinks they live forever and they'll have time to do it. Some of the best times are people who live with their parents. You know, your expenses are absolutely low. If you just cobble up all your money and do nothing but get an FHA loan, move into a house for a year, you know, rent out some of the rooms to your friends and then move the next year. Eventually, you could do that for 5 years, way before you're 30, and way before you have kids and way before you get married. It's a lot of opportunity. So don't overlook that. It's ideal house hacking. Again, something to sell, I think, is your biggest bet. Even if you come up with, you know, 100 t-shirt ideals and only 10 are popular, at the end of the day, as long as there's money coming in, you're good. I'm not saying store your house up with a bunch of inventory, but definitely have a local company or somebody who can print up these shirts pretty quickly for you. Again, assets. Don't be broke in the next 4 to 10 years. You can do it. You can get out of it. Later, guys.